Yo, what's up guys, it's your boy Sami here. Today we are gonna see, what if Naruto gets a bloodline, where he can mold his chakra into whatever he needs. Part 4, hope you'll enjoy this video. So before we start, please subscribe to our channel, and like this video. So let's get into the video. So, Naruto and his team quickly ran into the forest, not even stopping to form a plan, until they actually made it to a defensible area. Okay guys, I think our best bet would be to make a trap using a copy of our scroll, as bait, so the other scroll comes to us. Naruto told his team. Though Sasuke merely scoffed at the idea. Why should I wait for those weaklings? We should go find the team we need, and I will simply take the scroll that is required from them. Sasuke told them, completely believing that he was better than anyone else in the exam. Sasuke-kun, I think we should go with Sakura, began to tell him, but then noticed that Sasuke was already beginning to leave the area. Naruto's plan, she mumbled, then looked over at Naruto wondering what to do now. Of course he just sighed, annoyed with his bullheaded teammate, and just began to follow him, with Sakura following soon after. Man, I swear if we didn't need all team members to pass, I would just let this idiot kill himself. Naruto thought, glaring at Uchiha's back. Of course Sasuke didn't even notice this, and instead just continued to look for a team to fight. And of course he did end up finding a group though, instead of even thinking of attacking them. As a team he simply sped up towards them, leaving his two teammates in the dust. Sound team. Come on Kin, hurry up. We need to find a team to beat, as soon as we can. I need to show Lord Orochimaru that I am truly powerful enough to be in his main squad. Zaku told the girl. Dosu agreed with him. Kin herself then came out from the foliage, showing that she was carrying basically all of the equipment, and was slightly struggling with the bags. Damn them for forcing me to carry all of this crap. I mean seriously, just because they are mad at my half-sister Taiya for becoming a member of the Four, doesn't mean they have to treat me like trash, though it probably would be like this in any team I joined seeing. As the bastard of a snake's way of teaching helps create these bastards' ideas. She thought, but still followed after her teammates who weren't really being cautious, seeing as being alone in these tests usually meant death. Still, they didn't go too much further before Sasuke jumped down in front of them, stopping them. Hand over the scroll or you will have the honor of being beaten by the Uchiha heir. Sasuke told them to be confident with his skills. Of course the two males just looked at each other, then laughed at Sasuke. Even if you are in a clan, you really think you can beat me? Especially with my teammate Dosu ready to fight you, as well? Zaku asked him in disbelief, completely ignoring the fact that Kin was even there. Of course this statement didn't seem to bother Sasuke, as he never lost the cocky smirk he had on his face. I was hoping you would pick the hard way. He told them, then charged at them. While he did this, Zaku quickly moved out of the way, letting his teammate deal with the thought of being weakling. So Dosu quickly held out his arm towards Sasuke, and began pumping chakra into the device on his arm, preparing for something. He then mumbled out a few words quickly, and launched a sound wave at Sasuke, who managed to jump out of the way, thanks to his bloodline already being activated, allowing him to see the movie coming. Of course this made the hit a nearby tree instead, that soon fell down due to the damage it sustained. Well, I would prefer not to be hit by that. Sasuke thought quickly, but still charged at them, still thinking that he would win. So, the distance between him and the sound team quickly decreased. Naruto and Sakura. The rest of Team 7 were trying to catch up to Sasuke, but thanks to Sasuke using a large pulse of chakra to speed away from them, they soon had another team to deal with. For apparently one of the teams that was in the forest was a tracker team that were able to find Team 7 quite easily. After all, not only did Sasuke just use a large amount of chakra, but Naruto also was naturally leaking out a decent amount, simply due to the amount he had. Though thankfully this team seemed to not have focused on training much else other than tracking, seeing as the two of them were able to easily take them down. Still, the fight managed to take some time, and they didn't even end up having the scroll they needed. After the battle ended, they had no choice but to continue to chase after their missing teammate, thinking Naruto was in a worse mood thanks to the wasted time. Damn team. If you make us fail this, I will kick your ass to hell, and back later. Naruto thought angrily with Kai coming off of him. Damn bastard, you made it so that we had to fight while being outnumbered. And while they were thankfully weak enough that we won without too much trouble, we still have to enter yet another battle that you started with another random team that will most likely be kicking your ass. I swear Gigi decided to get some payback for all the pranks I pulled by putting this ass on my team. Naruto thought about releasing more and more Kai as he ran. Eventually releasing enough that any team within a 20-meter radius got a shiver of fear sent down their spines. Now of course Sakura was annoyed as well, though for different reasons. She was instead annoyed with the fact that she was already beginning to breathe heavily, while Naruto barely looked to be sweaty at all. Am I truly that weak? She thought, saddened while somehow ignoring the Kai Naruto was releasing, as she continued to follow him. Sasuke. The battle raged on with Sasuke slowly gaining ground on Dosu, while Zaku still just stood on the sidelines waiting for his turn. Of course he didn't stay in the same spot completely, as Sasuke threw kunai at him at random times throughout the battle. Still Dosu was beginning to tire. Until finally Sasuke got lucky, and managed to knock him out with a chop to the neck after one of the sound blasts were fired. Meaning that Sasuke did beat Dosu, but at a cost. For he was now exhausted from the match, and slightly injured, while Zaku still was in perfect condition to fight. So, the odds of him winning his next fight were even less. Of course, instead of being worried, he simply smirked, and brought a single hand up in a seal. Of course, what surprised Zaku was the single work Sasuke set boom. After which all of the kunai Zaku dogged suddenly sparked, and exploded behind him, catching him in the blast. And even though it wasn't enough to kill him, he still passed out due to the pain of having burns all over his back, and even some cuts from nearby tree bark flying at him, as well. So, he ended up on the ground, as well, meaning that Sasuke actually managed to even it out to a one-on-one battle. Which Kin quickly realized, as well. Shit, why did they have to lose? I mean, as much as I hate to say it, but not only am I the weakest one on the team, but I am also somewhat tired from lugging all these bags around. I don't think I am going to win this. She thought, a bit afraid, but still prepared for a fight. Just so you know, I count the Sound team and Sasuke as high genin level. The Sound team was just cocky, and Sasuke got lucky, that is why he won. Also Kin mainly uses, which puts her to jutsu at a lower level due to the lack of focus. Of course, instead of attacking her, he simply looked over at her, and asked for the scroll in a bored tone, which shocked her. Wait, what? What happened to wanting to fight? Kin asked, confused. Of course, Sasuke almost looked amused by her question. Why would I fight you? You aren't worthy enough to fight a member of the Uchiha clan. Sasuke told her with his cocky smirk never leaving his face. Of course, this just got Kin mad, and she was about to yell back at him in anger, but was stopped yet again by shock. Seeing as someone randomly came out of the forest, and needs Sasuke in the head far too fast for the tired Uchiha to even react properly to. So, he was soon on the ground holding his head in pain. Of course, the figure wasn't done with Uchiha seeing, as it still looked down at the boy with rage in its eyes. You bastard. Next time don't just run off on us. And don't act so cocky, especially when fighting someone who looks like she can kick your ass. Naruto scolded Sasuke. Of course, if Naruto actually looked over at the said girl, he would have noticed the fact that she was slightly blushing from his comment. He thinks I am strong. She thought happily, seeing, as she was taught that complimenting someone's strength was a true compliment. Of course, she didn't take it completely to heart, as she didn't know the boy at all. But it was still nice to hear. Poor Sasuke just got pissed by the fact that Naruto was scolding him, and quickly yelled back after the pain subsided. Shut up, dope. I was doing fine. Besides, I'm an Uchiha, no one can beat him, Sasuke began to tell him, but stopped suddenly when Naruto slammed his fist into his gut hard enough to knock him out. Making it so that he simply fell into Naruto's awaiting arms, who then had a shadow clone take the teen, while the real Naruto looked over at Kin. Sorry to ask this, but do you happen to have this scroll? Naruto asked her, who quickly got ready to fight again after he asked her. Of course, Naruto just chuckled a bit at her reaction. Judging by your reaction, I believe that is a yes. Naruto told her, then reached into his jacket pocket, causing Kin to prepare for whatever he was getting, even though she was at a huge disadvantage. Of course, she was surprised to see that instead of a weapon, Naruto pulled out one of their heaven scrolls. How about a trade then? Naruto asked her with a smile, shocking her even more. Of course, she quickly took the offer, and soon had a heaven scroll instead of her earth one, seeing, as it was better than getting decimated by a 2-on-1 battle. Thank you. Now, as much as I hate to leave you by yourself with these two assholes, I am afraid I have to bring this one to the tower just in case he broke something. Naruto told her kindly, causing her to yet again blush, but he didn't notice again, seeing, as he was already on his way to the tower with his clone following close behind, and Sakura watching their back. Of course, all Kin could do was just stare in the direction that they left, still in total disbelief about what happened. He was strong, but yet he was nice. Is that what would happen if I was in this village? They would be nice to me. Maybe I should try to change villages. She began thinking, then remembered she needed to tend to her teammates, and began to tend to their wounds, so that they wouldn't be completely useless for the rest of the test. Team 7. After collecting Sasuke, it didn't take them long to reach the tower scene, as most teams were still just preparing, so they went faster due to not being as cautious. And of course, they ended up making it almost all of the way there, but they soon noticed two teams were fighting close by, and decided to check out the fight. When they got there, they found a team of Konoha ninjas fighting a group of ninjas that were wearing weird face masks and tights, which surprisingly looked even worse than Lee's outfit, which they got to see, as Team Guy was the Konoha team. Still, they were about to leave, but they soon noticed that the Team Guys seemed to be having trouble due to the clones that the group created that somehow had chakra systems, making them less useful. Damn it, Naruto, what should we do? I mean, even though they are from our village, this is still a test, meaning that they could just attack us as soon as we help them. So, what do you think we should do? Sakura asks, wanting to help her friend, but not wanting to risk her own teammates' lives as well. Of course, Naruto didn't respond to her. All he did was make 4 shadow clones that quickly changed to look like the weird ninja, and sent them into the group of clones. Now after they were integrated into several different clone-filled locations, they quickly detonated, destroying a large amount of the ground and the clones, leaving only the originals on the ground. After that he quickly looked back at Sakura with a small smirk. Well, I don't think we should do anything, they look to have it covered. So, shall we go? Naruto asks her with a large smile. Of course she just smiled at him, and quickly gave him a kiss on the cheek, then leaned in close to his ear. Yes, and thank you for doing this, she told him, then left the flustered boy, and continued to the tower, knowing that he would soon follow her. Of course Naruto wasn't the only one flustered, seeing, as she was blushing just as much as he was. Man, my heart is still beating way too fast. Why did I do that? I mean, I know I like him a bit, but still that was way too risky of a move. She complained to herself, blushing all the way, not even looking back, fearing that Naruto would notice just how flustered she managed to get herself by doing that, as well. Of course Naruto was still too shocked to even think that all he could do was simply stare at his pink-haired teammate, leaving the rest of the trip in silence. Tower. As soon as Team 7 entered the tower, they quickly looked around, and only saw an empty room with only a message on the wall, so they simply walked up to the message that made absolutely no sense to them. Well, I guess we should open the scrolls now. Naruto told Sakura not to be completely sure about this himself. Of course in the end they did just that, and soon had to toss said scrolls, thanks to them beginning to heat up. So, they both fell on the floor, forming an X that soon was covered by smoke. And when the smoke cleared, their sensei Kakashi was seen. Yo, it seems that you guys actually managed to get through this part of a test. He told them, happily still reading his book. After Kakashi's explanation, Team 7 quickly went to the medical area to get checked over, and for them to heal the mysteriously knocked out Sasuke. So, in a half an hour they were patched up, and simply recovering while they waited for the test to end. Which of course was 4 whole days away. Of course they weren't the first ones to complete seeing, as it still took them basically all day to reach the tower, after dealing with the problems Sasuke caused them. So, the Sand team managed to reach the tower before them, and were already spread apart relaxing. This instantly made Naruto tense, as he saw the very kid that tried to force him to kiss him. Of course that kid just looked at Naruto, and just glared at him for a few moments, until his blonde teammate smacked him upside the head. Of course after that he stopped glaring after she mumbled a few words to him that made him pale a bit, and simply looked at the table. Which of course made said girl smile smugly. Though she soon just looked back over to Naruto and Sakura, and began to walk over to them, making Naruto prepare for what could be anything. Lonnie, I am sorry for the way my brother treated your girlfriend. He was just looking for a girl, even though one actually likes him at home, even if he isn't bright enough to notice. So, please forgive him, I promise it won't happen again. I will make sure he doesn't do it again, Baka brother, she told them, though mumbled the last bit. Okay then, but she was not my girlfriend, she was just a friend. Naruto told her, who just looked at him strangely. If they were just friends, then why did she look at him like that? She thought confused, but then looked him over quickly. Then again, he does look pretty attractive, she added, blushing herself. But she soon shook the thought out of her head, feeling that those feelings were unbefitting of a serious kunoichi like herself. So, after she told him that, she quickly left them alone, leaving Sakura even more confused. What did she mean by that, Naruto-kun? Sakura asked. Well, Sakura-chan, her brother, tried to force Nai to do something she didn't want to do right before this test. And apparently his sister and I stopped him from doing so. Naruto told her simply, then walked away looking for an empty room to drop off his now only sleeping teammate and to get some rest, as well, seeing as he had a long day as well. 4 days later. Nothing really happened during the 3 days that Team 7 was waiting. They were all basically just training throughout the whole day just to keep from getting bored in the tower that really wasn't meant to host people for more than a few hours. The only thing that happened was Sasuke waking up the second day officially annoyed with Naruto, and still was even after the 3rd day passed. Of course several teams came in throughout the time they were there, leaving it so only Hinata's team and a few other villages teams left in the forest. Thankfully though, their team came in around mid-afternoon looking battered, but all of them were still alive. Of course it led to a rather interesting reunion between Naruto and Hinata. Flashback. Team 7, and all of the other teams that already made it through to the tower, were all sitting in the main lunch hall, eating at the designated time when Hinata and her team entered. Now they all looked exhausted, but as soon Hinata saw Naruto, her eyes lit up, and she quickly sped over to him and gave him a hug. Naruto-kun, you're okay. She yelled out happily, and just held on to him smiling. Of course he simply smiled at her antics. Yes, I am fine. And I am glad to see you are fine as well. Naruto told her to smile as well, and gave her a quick kiss on the lips, making her blush just a bit. Of course they just sat there enjoying each other's company while ignoring the rest of the people there. But it was short-lived. Wow, Hinata, what happened to being shy? Kiba asked her, curious about the sudden change in his teammate. Of course that made Hinata suddenly remember not only what she did, but how it was in front of everyone, and her face quickly went completely red. In fact, her embarrassment was bad enough that for the first time in a while she fainted. with her head nearly hitting the table as it lost a battle with gravity, but thankfully Naruto caught it before she hurt herself. Horsey then just glared at the boy who made it happen, who was now laughing nervously. "He's sorry," he told Naruto, feeling even more nervous under the intense glare he was receiving. Still, every other Konoha ninja except for Shino, Neji, and Lee just shook their heads at the scene in front of them, with only one thought going through their minds. Same old Hinata. Flashback end. And that was the only thing that was remotely interesting that happened during the relationship. For the rest of it, everyone trained, and in Naruto and Hinata's case enjoyed some time together as well. But nothing else happened of interest at all until it was time for the next test. In an arena, Enko was happily looking over the genin that was now more nervous than ever. "Welcome maggots to the arena where your final test will be," Enko told them with her normal evil smirk. "But it is too bad that there are too many of you. So, before that you will have to go through some preliminary matches before you get to actually be in the third match," she told them happily. "What?" Kiba screamed out in shock. "Come on, do you really think that all those people who come to see the last test will actually want to see 20 battles? No, they're too good for that kind of fun. So, we make it so that there are only a few fights. Making it so they get all the gore they want to see without all the time being taken up," she explains to them, showing that she obviously wasn't a big fan of the upper class. Of course, after that, a man slowly walked up to them and looked incredibly sick. Cough cough. "Okay, then let us begin the preliminaries now that Enko has explained this. Now if you aren't shown on the board, please go up to the viewing area until it is your turn." Hey told them, coughing even more. After he told the group of genin about the rules, the board automatically started moving until it showed the first match, which everyone quickly cleared out of the arena for. And eventually the rounds made it to Naruto's, who was against Kiba. So, both the set boys walked down the stairs to the arena while smiling, ready to show off just how strong they have gotten. After all, they've always had a bit of a rivalry going on since they were kids. So, they happily continued walking until they both were standing in the middle of the arena, waiting for their match to start. "Ready to lose, Naruto?" Kiba asks his friend with a confident smile. "No, but you probably should try to get ready for my victory," Naruto told him right before the match started, and Kiba and Akamaru charged over towards Naruto. Of course, Naruto didn't move. Instead, he simply pulled his chakra at his hands and quickly formed a length of blue chakra chain long enough to use as a whip against Kiba. "Horse," said the boy, and his dog managed to dodge Naruto's chains even when they began to pick up speed, so that they seemed to be coming at them without ever stopping. This only went on for until Kiba was finally within range of attacking and quickly began spinning at the same time Akamaru did. Horse, he then called out Passing Fang as he spun at Naruto with his dog. And with that, they quickly both came down upon where Naruto originally stood, just barely missing each other with the razor-like attack. Of course, when they stopped, they didn't see Naruto, but quickly smelled him out and lined up for another attack while trying to prepare for anything strange Naruto might pull. Horse said the boy was simply trying to think of a way to beat Kiba without hurting the boy too much. Though that wasn't made too easy, seeing as Kiba and Akamaru were giving this fight everything they had. So, pretty soon after his last dodge, he had to jump out of the way yet again. Now of course he tried to attack back, but every time he tried, their spins would break his chains by forcing him to make them longer than he could control. Though this did end up giving Naruto an idea. So, after Kiba's last pass through, Naruto, instead of getting far away from him, jumped between both Kiba and Akamaru as soon as they landed. "Naruto, what the hell are you doing? You trying to make this easy on me?" "Okay then," Kiba told him, then went after Naruto again, figuring there was no way that he could miss Naruto at close range. Of course, this just made Naruto smile himself. For, as soon as Kiba did this, he made his chakra chains as long as he could possibly make them and launched them at the spinning duo. Of course, yet again it wrapped around the duo, though this time he actually wanted it to happen, and quickly pulled on both of them behind them, causing them to slam into each other. Now this was made worse due to the fact that they were still spinning, so instead of causing damage to Naruto, they were injuring each other. Of course, by the time they managed to stop, they both were heavily damaged, and Naruto simply just wrapped them up in the already made chains. "Now Kiba," Naruto told him calmly, and the boy struggled for a few moments before finally doing exactly that, making Naruto the winner of the match. Of course, this shocked several of the people watching, as they still thought Naruto would be the bottom of the class. Still, Hinata was smiling happy that her boyfriend won, as he went up the stairs and sat by her while Kiba went to get him and his dog checked out just in case. "Nice job, Naruto-kun," Hinata told her boyfriend as soon as he sat down. Of course, he just sighed at this. "Thank you, Hinata-chan, but I just wish I didn't have to be the one to ruin Kiba's chance," Naruto told her. "Oh, don't worry about it, Naruto-kun. I mean, both did their best. It was just bad luck that brought him to fight you. Besides you, there is always the next test anyway, so don't feel bad about it." Kiba already knew that this might happen when he started. She told him, trying to comfort him. Of course, this just made him smile again. "Oh well, at least he already accepted that," Naruto told her happily. "Thank you, Hinata-chan," he added, then sat to watch the rest of the fights as he held her hand. Though seeing as he wasn't used to being intimate in any way early, this small show of love was more than enough to get Naruto blushing a bit. Of course Hinata was, as well, and was currently in her own little world. Naruto-kun is actually holding my hand. Ah, it is nice to even have him this close to me, and this won't be the last of the love I get seeing, as he is my boyfriend. Hinata thought with one of the biggest smiles on her face. I just hope our relationship continues. I mean, he might actually hug me, and then kiss me. Then maybe after a while I can even try out the scene from page 42 of Jiraiya-sama's news book. She thought, happily blushing, as she thought about it. Sakura and I couldn't help but let out, as she saw how Hinata was acting even from the seats that were set up for the teachers to watch and discuss. Though she was happy to notice that no one else was giving the couple any of their attention at all. Even with me trying to stop my sister from becoming this way, she still managed to accept the Hyuga clan's bad habit. At least her shyness should keep her from trying most of whatever she is thinking about for now. But I will have to make sure Naruto doesn't encourage her. Sadly, if they do get to know each other well enough, I don't think even I would be able to stop them from that. But I will try. She thought with a frown, then glared at the boy. Yes, I will try my hardest to keep my little sister as innocent as possible. I won't let you take her away from me, Naruto. She thought, still glaring at the boy, but made sure to keep part of her focus on the matches, just in case one of her students came up. Still, this was more than enough focus of female anger that Naruto couldn't help feel a shiver go down his spine. But the poor teen couldn't figure out why he did so, no matter how hard he tried, so in the end he shrugged it off. After all, at the moment he was more than happy to focus on the feeling of his girlfriend's soft hands on his callous ones instead. This sweet moment continued all the way to the point where it was finally Hinata's turn to fight. A match that turned out to be between her and her own cousin, a cousin that hated her simply because of which side of the family she was born into. Though when she saw her cousin staring at her, Hinata couldn't help but freeze up with fear, seeing, as she knew he was a prodigy of the clan. But thankfully she was able to calm down a bit after feeling Naruto place a hand on her shoulder, making her look at the blonde beside her instead. Hinata, don't be afraid, just do your best, I know you can win if you do. Naruto told her to give her shoulder a small reassuring quick squeeze, then sat back down, allowing her to walk past him to the stairs. Now this small pep talk seemed to be enough for Hinata, as she quickly regained control of herself, and began to walk down to the arena. I will not let you down, Naruto-kun, was all she was thinking, as she took each step down to where her cousin was now waiting. And soon enough the two of them stood a few feet away from each other on the dirt ground. Hinata-san just gave up already. We both know that you can't win, fate won't allow it. Neji told her to try to break the small amount of backbone the girl seemed to have built up. But this time Hinata wouldn't allow this to happen. Instead she focused her mind away from his hate-filled eyes, and on trying to impress her Naruto-kun. No, Neji-san, I will not just give up. I have too much riding on this match. Hinata told her cousin even though she disliked fighting. What? You mean you have a reason now? Let me guess, you are going to try to beat me to show off to that Naruto boy you are so interested in. Or is it to try and show people that you aren't as weak as everyone thinks? Either way, you should know your chances of beating me is basically zero, though I do have to admit that I am shocked you would be willing to go so far for someone that is the bottom of the barrel when it comes to this generation. Surely, he managed to beat his opponent only through pure luck. Neji told her, causing the girl to for once in her life become furious. Don't you dare talk about Naruto-kun like that. Hinata ordered her cousin, and was going to say more, but the match was started, and instead she just quickly went on the attack. Now of course, thanks to the fact that they both were from the same clan, they both had relatively the same moves, so they knew what to expect. So, this truly was a battle based upon skill only. Which was shown, as they launched Chakra Blast after Chakra Blast at each other ferociously. Neither side wanted to give up, and eventually Hinata got a few good blows on Neji, launching said boy back a few feet. Of course this just added to the teen's rage. Suffer, Hinata, Neji quickly told her, then quickly ran at her, hitting her with several palm strikes, only to say 8 trigrams 64 palms. And with that he backed off, allowing Hinata time to enjoy the pain he just gave her. Which she saw soon enough when she stumbled a bit when that took its full toll on her body. Now just give up. There is no way you can win now that every one of your chakra points has been closed off. He told her, simply watching his cousin suffer. No, I can't give up. Not when Naruto-kun is watching and routing for me. Hinata told herself, then forced herself to move towards her opponent. So you don't want to just admit that you are a failure yet? Well then I guess I will just have to make this the final time you make that mistake. Neji told her, then hit her lung with a chakra pulse, after avoiding her pitiful attempt to dodge. Now give up. Poor Hinata still said nothing, and continued to try to fight even though everyone including Naruto, was trying to tell her to just give up before she gets any more hurt. In fact, her injuries were bad enough that the match was even called in Neji's favor, before she fought to her own death. Still she could do nothing, but stand on her shaky legs barely alive. Come to think of it, why don't I just make it so that this world doesn't have to deal with your uselessness, and get a bit of revenge for my father's death? Neji told her then quickly while muttering the last part. He then ran at her with his palm glowing with chakra, ready to send a chakra pulse at Hinata's heart. Of course while he did this everyone was either shocked or telling him to stop. In fact, several people even went to try and stop Neji, including Naruto. Thankfully before Neji got to Hinata he had several people hold him back, including his own sensei. Meanwhile Naruto was hugging his girlfriend with his back to Neji, basically being a human shield. Now these ninjas kept restraining Neji until Hinata was rushed off to the hospital. Now Naruto would have gone with her, but instead he was shaking with rage, and quickly glanced over at Neji, with his whirlpool eyes now red with slits through them, as red chakra raged in the air around him. You better hope that you don't face me in the next round of fighting, for I will make sure I kill you in a way so gruesome that even Anko will cringe. Naruto told Neji, then left to go be with Hinata in the hospital. Now this managed to make all of the ninja around Neji feel slightly afraid of the thought of that happening scene, as they knew how Anko was while Neji just was confused. Though he knew that Naruto was someone to be careful with thanks to the display of chakra he showed around him. Of course the people standing in the arena weren't the only ones to see what Naruto did. In the stands. Man, I have never seen Naruto that mad before. In fact I have only seen him mad once, and that was with thugs that wanted to hurt us. Sakura told the rest of the group. Yay, but there was good reason for him to be mad. I mean he did basically try to kill Hinata, who apparently is his girlfriend or something judging by the way they have been acting. Still I can't believe Neji said those things, and tried to kill his own cousin. Tenten told them slightly shocked. Of course they then all realized that Ino was still slightly pale. Ino, are you okay? Huh? Oh yay. I am just thinking about Naruto's threat. Man, that he truly does know how to scare the crap out of someone. Ino told the group, confusing them. Why, I mean this Anko person can't be too bad, right? Sakura asks her friend. No, she is worse. Anko is one of the leaders of the interrogation squad of Konoha. She became good at what she does for the simple reason that she actually enjoys torturing the people. She happily finds what a person's worst nightmare is, and uses them against them. In fact, it is rumored that the screams of her victims are one of the things that brings her pleasure. Also thanks to her, and the other leaders style, Konoha is one of the most feared places to be tortured in the elemental nations, according to my father. He even says that her success rate is pretty close to 100%. Ino explained to the group, shocking them. What? How could someone become that demented? Tenten asks, amazed. No one knows, but people have a theory that it was due to her life training under Orochimaru. Then again there is another that says it is because of the way she was treated after he defected from Konoha. Finally, there is also a rumor that saying her method was originally not that bad, and only became this bad due to her becoming friends with the village demon, whatever that means. Ino tells the group, scaring them even more. Man, if Naruto says his plan would make a demonic person like that feel fear, then what the hell does he have planned for Neji? Must be bad enough to destroy him both mentally and physically. They all thought at the same time, causing a shiver of fear to go down all of their backs. Of course there was another conversation going on at the same time. Ari, did you see that change? Isn't it a lot like Tamari began to ask only to see that her brother wasn't listening, and seemed to be in his own little world. That chakra felt like mine, only a lot stronger. Could he possibly be like me? But if so, then why does he act so differently? Naruto Uzumaki, you truly are someone I need to keep my eye on. You might even be one of the ones that can help me kill off all these people who want to torture us, who hold the demons. Gaara thought with an evil smirk that made his siblings slightly shy away from him, as he looked down at the gate that Naruto left through. After Naruto left, the rest of the matches came and went, though none of them seemed as interesting after the threat that Naruto gave. After the matches finished, the winners were set up into the actual competition's bracket, and let everyone leave to prepare for a month. Though seeing as Naruto already left, it was decided that Kakashi would tell him at a later time. So, everyone went their separate ways while those competing were trying to figure out how to train for their upcoming battles. Though for most of the Konoha ninja involved, their first plan was to check up on their friends. Hospital. In the hospital, as soon as Hinata was taken in, she was put into the emergency room. And of course, Naruto was there sitting right next to the room within minutes, simply waiting for her to come out and to hear the news. Though due to Naruto still thinking about Neji, he was accidentally still releasing enough Kai to make most people walking around his area give him space. Something the blonde didn't even notice seeing, as he was focusing on making plans for fighting Neji in the future. Something that gave him such an eerie smile that would be enough to make civilians stay away even without the Kai. Thankfully none of Naruto's Kai was entering the medical room, seeing as it was sealed as soon as the doors closed. Rest of the genin. When they finally made it up to the floor that Hinata was on, all of them immediately felt uneasy, though they had no clue why. Man, why the hell is there something that seems dangerous enough to make us uneasy in a fucking hospital? Kiba, who came back from his checkup with minor injuries, asked while Akamaru whined, clearly scared. Of course a nurse who was walking by with a clipboard decided to answer him. While none of us besides those in the sealed-off medical rooms really want to even be on this floor, thanks to the brat sitting by room 129. The nurse told them, glaring in the direction of the room. What is causing this? How? Asks the woman, shocked. Though in the end their answer ended up coming from someone behind them, which turned out to be Haku. Well, due to Hinata being in that room, Naruto is sitting over there just waiting for her to come out. Though apparently, he is annoyed at something, seeing as the whole time he has been here he has been releasing Kai, and he hasn't weakened his Kai even slightly this whole time. What happened to get him this upset? Haku asked the group. Well, Hinata lost her match to Neji rather badly. Not to mention that Neji had no remorse, and beat her nearly to death before the match was called. Though what really got this started was when Neji went for the kill even though the match was stopped. Now thankfully he was stopped, but Naruto still gave him a threat so bad that even some of the people around us cringed in fear, then left apparently to come here, Sakura told the girl, who simply nodded her head. Well, then that would explain the smile he has then. She told them, confusing them. But instead of answering them verbally, she simply brought them over to where Naruto was to see for themselves. Damn, Naruto truly can be scary when he wants to be. I really do have to remember not to piss him off. Kiba thought creeped out like the rest of them when they found Naruto. Naruto-kun, how's Hinata doing there? Asks after partially getting over her shock. Course when she said this. He finally was brought out of his crazed mindset, which released all of the overwhelming Kai from the area, allowing all of the people around him except for Haku to breathe a sigh of relief. Though the reason it didn't bother Haku was due to her being used to facing strong Kai already thanks to Zabuza. There has been no news on her health. All I know is that they have yet to come out at all since they began to heal her. Naruto clearly worried about her. Hey man, don't worry. Hinata is strong enough to come out of this in no time. They just want to make sure they help her healing process, as much as they can. I mean, come on, she has to be almost completely healed already. Kiba told him, trying to cheer him up, and to get everyone in a bit of a better mood. Yeah, you are probably right. Naruto mumbled, though he didn't sound so sure. Course after that he simply just looked at the door, blocking him from seeing how Hinata was doing. After that they all simply sat down, and talked a bit while waiting for their friend to come out. That night. In the end, Hinata didn't come out of the emergency room for quite a while. And eventually most of the friends had to leave thanks to their parents forcing them. But Naruto had no one that would do that to him, leaving the task to persuade him to get some rest up to Haku and Kakashi. Though he even ignored their persuasions, and just kept on staring at the door. Finally, after several hours, Hinata was finally brought out of the emergency room, and was placed in a normal recovery room for some rest. Something Naruto was truly thankful to see, but didn't bother talking with the medical staff that much, and instead just sat in one of the chairs her room had, until he finally fell asleep due to exhaustion. Next morning. Early in the morning, Ino decided to go see how Hinata was seeing, as she was still worried about her friend. Course now she brought flowers that she grabbed from their family's shop. But when she got there she saw something that she didn't expect. For a while she thought that everyone left when they were ordered to, she was wrong. For there was Naruto sleeping with his head down on the bed. Hinata was clearly asleep. So he stayed here with her throughout the whole night. Man, Hinata sure got lucky getting such a loyal boyfriend, but wait, if I really wanted to I could be with him as well. She thought, smiling slightly. After a few moments of just standing there she noticed that the morning sun rays that came through the room's window seemed to bother Hinata a bit. So, figuring that she was waking up, Ino simply continued to stand there watching, as the girl slowly began to wake up finally. Though she clearly was tired not only from her fight, but from most of her body's energy going into healing. Was all Hinata could quietly mumble out, clearly not enjoying her slightly sedated and still sore body. Good morning, sleeping beauty. Man, you gave us such a scare. Ino told the girl, then put the flowers down on a stand near the bed. Oh, Hinata answered, feeling a bit upset. But don't worry, Naruto-kun has already planned to get revenge for you, seeing as he is fighting Neji right away in the next round. Ino told Hinata, shocking the girl. What? Hinata asks, shocked. Yay, he even threatened him to fate that made even the shiver in fear. Man, Neji is a dead man for sure when Naruto gets his hands on him. Ino told her, shaking her head. No. I have to stop Naruto-kun. I mean, even if he almost did that, he is still family. I have to take Naruto before it is too late. Hinata told Ino, shocking the girl. What, even after he did and said all of that to you? Ino asks, shocked, only to get a nod in return. Course to this, Ino just shook her head in disbelief. Sigh, fine, then tried to explain that to him when he wakes up. Ino tells the girl, which confused Hinata. You mean you haven't noticed yet? Just look to your left side. She ended up telling the girl, who did just that and saw what Ino was talking about. So he waited here for me to wake up. Did he stay up all night or something just for me? Man, I knew my Naruto-kun was truly the best man I could ever get. Maybe that is why he captured my heart almost as soon as I first saw him. Hinata thought, looking down at Naruto lovingly, and then began to gently play with his blonde hair with a small smile on her face. Hinata, how did you get lucky enough to get a boyfriend that cares about you so much that he actually spends the entire day with you while you are in the hospital? I mean, he never even left for food, and stayed even after the adults tried to get us all out of the hospital. Not to mention the fact that he would probably do whatever you wanted him to if you asked. Ino told Hinata, who only gave a small yeah as an answer. So, you are going to share him with me, right? Ino then adds with a smirk that only increased when she heard the same thing happen again. Wait, what? Hinata is shocked when she finally fully hears Ino's question. Too late, you already gave me an answer. Ino told the girl with a small smile, then noticed that Naruto seemed to finally begin to come out of his nap. I mean, Naruto agrees with me, right? Ino asks the still partially asleep boy. Huh? Oh, yeah, whatever. Naruto told the girl, then laid his back down to sleep some more. See, now that makes it official. I am now Naruto's new girlfriend. Ino told Hinata happily. Wait, what? Naruto asks, seeing as that statement surprised him out of his tiredness. You heard me, Naruto, you just agreed to let me be your second girlfriend. And don't even say that can't happen because I already know all about Chakra. Ino told Naruto. But Ino, we hardly know each other. So maybe you should try to get to know someone before you try to create a relationship. Naruto told her to try to get her to think about it a bit. Of course, this just made Ino look a bit annoyed. Fine, but I already am 80% sure that you are exactly what I want in a guy just by the way you treat Hinata. But I will wait a little while, but you have to at least take me on a date to get to know each other then. Ino ordered Naruto. Of course, this just made him chuckle a bit. Well, Ino never was known for hiding what she truly thinks. Naruto thought with a smile. Fine, but only if Hinata-chan agrees. After all, I don't want to do something I don't like. Naruto told her, causing Ino to give Hinata a puppy dog look. Sigh, fine, but remember Ino, I was the first girl, so I am going to set up the rules. Which I will tell you later on. But for today let me just recover for a while. Hinata told Ino, who nodded understanding, watching, as Hinata laid down again on the bed, and let her head fall back onto the pillow. Of course, with that, Naruto simply kissed her forehead, and walked out of the room with Ino following soon after, so that she could sleep in peace, now that he was sure that she was safe. For while Naruto still wanted to be by her side, he also knew that she should have peace and quiet. Outside of room. Well, Naruto, do you feel happy now that you know she is safe? Ino asked the boy. She was curious. Yay, I really was worried about her for a while there, but now that she is out of that danger zone, I can finally not worry about her as much. Naruto told the girl, only to see her smiling at him. What? He asks, confused. Oh, it just makes me happy to hear that you still go for love instead of beauty, even though you can basically court as many girls as you want. Of course, with Hinata you kind of got both, but that isn't my point. What I am trying to say is that instead of you going and just getting any girl that you think looks good, you actually go for the girls you care about. It is good to hear that you are such a good man. They're so rare in this world, or so I am told. Ino tells him. He really didn't know how to answer her statement, so they just entered a comfortable silence as they walked to Naruto's favorite restaurant, seeing as Naruto had not eaten anything in basically a day and a half, and he was starving. A Chakra shop. Old man, can I get 6 bowls of pork ramen? Naruto asked his favorite cook, who simply smiled at his long-time loyal customer. Of course, Ino ordered a miso ramen as well, seeing as she planned to simply enjoy some time with Naruto and get to know him before her and Hinata set up the ground rules. So, while they waited for their food to be prepared, they both told each other about themselves, just to get a little bit of information on each other. Now, of course, this simply seemed like two friends talking, as Naruto refused to even try something that would be related to a relationship like kissing, until they actually knew that there would be something between them, rather than just physical attraction. Naruto-kun, you truly know how to have both funny and serious moments, don't you? Ino asks happily, laughing a bit while the said boy was smiling. Well, of course, if I didn't know how to have fun, then I just wouldn't even be myself anymore. Naruto told her, still smiling happily. But hey, instead of laughing at me, shouldn't you be laughing at how many times Miss, always full of energy, ended up sleeping at her parents' shop? Naruto teasingly asks the girl, causing her to blush out of embarrassment. This only lasted for a few moments until they both started laughing at the other's expense, just remembering the past and reviewing the present. Still, when Aim saw how close Naruto and Ino were getting, she was thoroughly confused. Hey, why is Naruto on a date with that blonde? I thought that Hinata already took Naruto from me, not that I had him anyways. But still, cheating is not acceptable. Aim thought, annoyed, and decided to talk to them when she brought over their ramen. Thankfully, Aim-ni-san, Naruto happily told the waiter that he was treated as a sister for most of his life. You're welcome to Naruto-kun. Though, can I ask you something quickly? Aim asks her secret crush. Yeah, what is it? Well, you are dating Hinata, right? Yeah. So, does that mean you are cheating or something? She asks, deciding that she was going to get her answers once and for all. Now Naruto quickly thought about it, and figured he was in a way cheating on Hinata. It just happened to be legal, seeing as the Craw forced him to do so. Well, sadly, I guess I am, but Naruto began to tell her, but didn't actually get a chance. How dare you cheat on Hinata, or any girl for that matter, Naruto? Why, if I didn't like you like family, I would kill you for even putting a girl through that. But I am still going to, she yelled at him angrily until she was stopped by a yell. Naruto-kun isn't cheating. He just thinks he is seeing, as that role he was put under forces him to date more than one girl. Ino tells Aim, surprising the girl with the information, and Naruto with how fast she came to his defense. What? Aim asks, confused yet again. You see, Naruto was put under the Crawl Law, meaning that he has to have more than a wife. So, he kind of has to have more than one girlfriend, and we all know it. Ino told the now curious girl. Oh? How many people is Naruto dating? She asks, both curious, and to see if she still had a chance. Well, right now just Hinata and I, but I bet there are several others that will want to join when they hear the news. Especially since he treats his girlfriends like princesses no matter what. Ino told Aim, smiling a bit, as she was all ready to get treated the same way Hinata was, protectiveness, and all. Still, after she said this, the only noise in the building was Aim's father cooking, and Naruto eating. Wait, so if he can have multiple girls, then I still have a chance, right? Aim thought, happily looking over at the blonde that caught her attention. But does he like me like that? I mean, he treats me like a sister every time he sees me. Will he be willing to change that to seeing me as a lover? Man, so many questions. Why did the guy that stole my heart have to be so confusing? Well, I guess it was what I asked for when I fell in love with the most unpredictable ninja in Konoha. Aim thought, smiling a bit more. Hey, why are you staring at me? Naruto asks the girl when she got out of her zoning out. Of course, when she saw him looking at her confused, she instantly realized that she was caught staring at him. No reason for Naruto-kun. I was just thinking for a bit. Aim told him quickly. Oh, about what? Naruto was even more curious. Just about a new recipe I wanted to try using. She quickly told him happily that she thought of a believable lie. Oh, great, well, when you finally get it ready, please let me be one of the first to try it. Naruto begged her, drooling a bit at the thought of a brand new ramen flavor, seeing as he assumed she would be making ramen. Of course, this just made her laugh a bit before she promised she would then quickly go back to bringing in more of Naruto's ramen order, after a quick love-filled glance. Now Naruto missed this, but Ino didn't say anything. Instead, she simply ate a bit more of her ramen. Looks like I will have to take someone with me to talk with Hinata, she thought as she did. Of course, after that, both of them simply continued to enjoy their time talking, with Aim joining in several times, until they finally decided to go their own separate ways. Next day, Naruto was walking quickly over to the hospital after meeting his team, where they were quickly released after Kakashi told Sasuke that he was going to be training him, and that Naruto was going to be trained by someone named Abisu. Sadly though, after he reached the hospital, he was only allowed to be with her for a little bit before it was time for a checkup. Something that forced Naruto to leave after just giving the girl one last hug. So, he decided to spend his day training instead, now that his first plan was ruined. Gar was walking around Konoha scaring everyone with the amount of kai that he never stopped pumping out, when he finally saw Naruto running to the hospital, which made him smile. Only 1 month until I can kill you, blonde. I will make sure mother gets as much of your blood as possible. For your mother seems to want you more than anyone else in this village. He thought with his hands slowly moving around him. Thanks for watching my video, leave a like if you enjoyed my video, and also do consider subscribing to my channel for more awesome